Today, for the first time in my career, we take a deep dive into the world of Srixon and their new Mach 2 line. Straight ahead. It seems like basically every other day there's been the release of something new from the world of Srixon, and I can't keep up with it all, so thankfully I'm joined by Dustin Brekke, who can keep up with it all, because this is your domain. So I'd like to start by having you fill us in on what Mach 2 is all about, because I'm not a fighter pilot or a designer of clubs.
Yeah, well, it's our next evolution, right? So I think the Srixon as a brand is very Tour authentic. It's our feedback from Tour that's getting into the product. So it's our evolution into advancing our ball speed technologies, advancing our feel technologies in irons, our mainframe and ball speed technologies in irons as well. It's refining and optimizing. It's not starting over. So this next generation, the second generation, is that growth and is that feedback loop continuing to develop into better products.
Well, as innovation pushes up against the limits that are set by the governing bodies, you've got to find ways to maximize what you're allowed to do, right? So how does Mach 2 fit into that goal?
What it's maximizing most is a consistency. So you're right, maybe in a singular value, how extremely high it can get, starts to have some ceiling, but to bring that to the off-center impacts, to bring that to bring feel with the performance, or to incorporate that feedback. So the Srixon's a better player product. It's coming from Tour feedback, but still, they want to see the same performance shot after shot, and being able to incorporate those features. That's where there's still growth. That's where there's still opportunity. When maybe the utmost limits are, have some ceiling to them. There are some gearheads who like to hear about the numbers, and then there are an awful lot of field players. And then there are some what I would call aesthetic players who all they care about is what it looks like when they're addressing the ball, right? So how do we deal with all these different preferences? Right. And I think that's a place where Srixon irons, the whole line, but do it exceptionally well, right? Because they're beautiful. That's the first comment from everybody here today, and everybody that sees it. It's that premium forged, they're elite, they're pure, like it's everything that perception. And that's both, holding it in your hands and setting it down at a dress, the shape, the consistency through the shapes. And so, being able to add to that, but then performance is where people are looking. It's like you got to win ball speed if you take this to a launch monitor and competing against anything else. Like you got to win ball speed. So that's truly key. And then on irons, it can be a combination of really hitting that trajectory, that window, that this better player's aiming for, which means you're matching spin expectations. Like you're maintaining a spin and launch performance. But also our sole technologies, our VT sole that's been in our iron line, truly just is so well received year after year for what it can do in turf interaction and feel. So I think to answer your question, it's all of the above. Like it's attacking performance, it's attacking the looks, and it's really making that that truly a top premium product.
I don't know if you're as amazed as I am at how the developers and the advent of CAD technology and all that has made it so that there really is a version of everything for a version of every golfer. Right? The high handicap, the tour player, and everything in between, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something really cool that I get to have experience with, is with the multiple brands within our portfolio. We really get to target and make the best of that category. The nothing's a less than product. It's maximizing how the game improvement category and the Cleveland brand can perform. It's maximizing how the lighter weight, moderate swing speeds and Zexio can perform. So it's and Srixon being the better player, premium Tour feedback. And it's tough. That's fitting's a huge part. Like the path forward for fitting is still a education to consumers and how to get the most out of that. There is so much opportunity in getting the right club for you more than there is like one club's going to be the best for everybody.
Well, you were talking to me about how beautiful the irons are. They really are quite striking.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't hit them yet.
Right.
But they are beautiful to the eye, and there are a lot of, what does it look like to me, players out there.
Right. Yeah, there are, and it's, you know, for the ones that aren't, it's, even if that's not the biggest thing, that gets it off the shelf, right? And the Srixon brand, you know, we need to just get them tested, you know, and then they speak for themselves. And the irons are doing that a lot. The irons, you know, are getting into more hands. The irons are getting out there, and it's hopefully bringing, you know, more and more and more to the metalwoods, because that's where they're going to see ball speed increases as well, performance increase. So yes, that shelf appeal is important, but to back it up with performance is where it really starts to make a difference.
We're all in pursuit of the increase. So you bring out a concept like Mach 2, and it fills me with power, speed, a little Top Gun kind of a mindset, right?
Yeah, it's speed and power, I mean, for sure, that's what that's what all the clubs are going after.
Right.
You know, other than maybe wedges or something, but still, like that maximum distance, and then to be able to do it shot after shot, consistency, you know, the performance technology to achieve that.
Well, thank you for the overview, the little insight there. We've got a lot more to learn in the world of Srixon. It's my first immersion into it.
Good.
So hopefully we'll talk again down the road.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.